Oh no, oh no, oh no, China man, you did it now. You made Mr. Wonderful mad. And nobody likes Mr. Wonderful. I guess they probably don't really like Mr. Wonderful regardless. They don't like him when he's happy. They don't like him when he's angry. They just don't really like Mr. Wonderful. But anyways, coming from the New York, I think this is the New York Post, China fueling anti-data center sentiment across the United States, Trump admin and Shark Tank star Kevin O'Leary claim. That's right. Right? People's opposition to these artificial intelligence data centers, that has nothing to do with the cost of their electricity going through the roof, about their concerns over water usage, about a heat island effect that, holy crap, can increase the heat in areas by 10 degrees of Fahrenheit. It's not that they're complaining about the truck traffic, the noise, or any of those types of things. The only reason that Americans are complaining about these AI data centers is because of China Man, of course. So anyways, yeah, this is what we basically hear from authoritarian regimes, as I've been informed by the U.S. government. Remember when Twitter, right? They call it the Twitter revolutions, right? Remember the Arab Spring that we never talk about anymore. When we talk about, remember the color revolutions and all of that? You go back about 15 years, social media was ripping through the world, right? This is a product of the United States, and it was bringing liberty and freedom to the world, right? If you have to break a couple of Rohingya eggs in order for social media to thrive, then so be it. Remember that? There is an executive for Facebook that literally stated that the massacre of Rohingya Muslims in Myanmar was just, you gotta break a couple of eggs, right? So, when there were the riots going on in Egypt, when the stuff was going on in Libya and Tunisia, Syria breaks out into civil war, people die. God awful crap happens. A lot of it, right, is being fomented on social media, the platforms that, we created in the United States. And remember when the American politicians were proud because this shows the power of democracy. This shows the power of liberty. This shows the value of freedom of speech. Right? Isn't amazing? Isn't it amazing when those exact same platforms are used in the United States and citizens of the United States say things that our politicians dislike? Yeah, all of a sudden it's all about foreign actors. It's all about foreign. The complaints, whatever the complaints may be this particular day, have nothing to do with the citizens of the country actually being pissed off with what's going on. No. This is a disinformation campaign by foreign powers. Funny how that works. So yeah, basically you have Kevin O'Leary. So he's trying to push this data center project in Utah. 2 Manhattans. This one is going to be the size of 2 Manhattans because that's how we measure data centers in the United States in 2026. Apparently, right? Meta is creating a data center the size of like 1 Manhattan. I think they're in Illinois or Indiana, something like that. And so Kevin O'Leary is like, well, if Mark Zuckerberg can build a data center the size of Manhattan, we're going to do a data center of 2 Manhattans. Anyways, this is the middle of Utah, and there's a lot of complaints about this. Apparently, the data centers, if they actually come online, literally the data centers themselves would use as much electricity as all of Utah currently does. Literally, simply putting these data centers online would double the electricity consumption of the entire state. Not like Salt Lake City. It's not like, oh, they use as much power as Salt. No, these data centers are going to use as much power as the entire state of Utah currently does. And there are questions and there are complaints and there are people saying, does this make half an ounce of sense? And so we know with the American population If the American population actually starts trying to ask some vaguely intelligent questions, that can't be internal. We all know how bad our education system is. That guy over there, he made an intelligent inquiry. Yeah, arrest him as being a foreign puppet. So anyways, yeah, since people are now questioning and complaining or whatever else, right now is the idea that these questions are basically based off of foreign powers, based off of China. Because, in 2026, you either got to blame things on artificial intelligence or you got to blame them on China. It can never be about reality. The Trump administration and Shark Tank star Kevin O'Leary claimed anti-data center sentiments across the U.S. are being fueled by a Chinese propaganda campaign. O'Leary, whose 40,000-acre data center plans outside Salt Lake City have been met with protests, claimed in a Monday video that, quote, nefarious accounts out of the country tied to China were spreading misinformation about his project as part of a coordinated attack on American AI infrastructure. I mean, you can just look at his plans and have some questions. It's a 40,000-acre data center that's going to use as much electricity as Utah currently uses. Literally just laying out the facts puts a lot of questions on the table. But, it's not that Americans have questions. It's not that Americans have concerns. It's that China is fueling propaganda. Interior Secretary Doug Burgum agreed during a Tuesday appearance on Fox Business. Quote, any place that's trying to build data centers is getting bombarded with foreign-directed propaganda to try to block these from being built, Burgum said. Quote, this is just another attack on the U.S. and our ability to be competitive. O'Leary backed his claims with, quote, 90 pages of evidence, which he said indicated millions, hundreds of millions of dollars worth of funds were being funneled from entities around the world to fuel targeted misinformation campaigns against his data center. So he's arguing that people from all around the world are funding hundreds of millions of dollars just to block his, because it's going to be Mr. Wonderful's data center, and when Mr. Wonderful builds a data center, it is going to be the best data center. So obviously, it makes sense that people will be spending hundreds of millions of dollars to try to just block one data center. Again, it's like, you just listen to it and it's absurd. And he isn't the only one to arrive at such conclusions. At least 3 reports from tech and Trump-aligned think tanks and nonprofits, including the Bitcoin Policy Institute, Power the Future, and the American Energy Institute, drew similar conclusions about Chinese meddling in U.S. data center sentiments in studies of their own. Quote, the opposition to U.S. data center construction is not a spontaneous grassroots movement, a recent American Energy Institute report read. Quote, it's a coordinated campaign financed in substantial part by foreign donors operating through a network of national advocacy organizations and their local chapters. But at least 2 of the groups named in the reports told the Washington Post they had nothing to do with a foreign influence campaign against data centers and that they were baffled by the allegations. Quote, these reports are false, misleading, and an attempt by big crypto special interest to manipulate the public into accepting data centers, so the spokesperson. The anti-war group Code Pink, also named in the reports, called the claims false and defamatory, while a spokesperson for Alliance of Better Utah, who O'Leary mentioned in his claims, called the Chinese allegations laughable. About 70% of Americans oppose the developments, according to a 2026 Gallup survey, with many fearing negative societal effects and job losses from AI proliferation. But O'Leary has insisted his project, called the Stratos Project in Box Elder, Utah, is taking every precaution to roll out responsibly, telling NBC News Thursday that the project would be developed in stages over 10 years to ensure local safety concerns were met. He also said only about 9,000 acres of the project's 40,000-acre plot would be used after that time, and that upwards of 6,000 jobs would be brought to the area, which he also said was in nobody's backyard, but in the middle of a remote and arid pasture lands. Some opponents still aren't convinced, however, and think Leary and the Trump administration's claim of a Chinese plot are a clear sign of big tech trying to pull out the stops to get what it wants. Which is, yeah, as I've said before, this is where the rapist mentality comes from, right? The rapist mentality, right? This phrase came from Mark Zuckerberg. right? The whole idea, right? Mark Zuckerberg comes out with Facebook. You start putting up information on Facebook, and you realize too much of it is being public, and so you try to make information private. And basically, Mark Zuckerberg wants all of your information to be public. So basically, you either make it public, or he changes policies in the system to make it public, or he does whatever is required to make it public. And the important thing to understand when you're dealing with Mark Zuckerberg is Mark Zuckerberg wants what Mark Zuckerberg wants, and you can either give it to him of your free will and consent, or he'll roofie you and he'll give it to you, metaphorically speaking. And that's one of the big things we see out of big tech nowadays is they believe they have the right to do whatever the hell they want, right? They will destroy your life. They will destroy your society. They will destroy our society just so they can get a little bit more blood money, right? To pay for, I don't know, whatever they have to pay for so they can pretend mommy and daddy love them. And the issue that we're running into now is that when people are rightfully pushing back, then it gets turned now into this thing of, oh, this isn't the citizens that are complaining about what's going on. This is some kind of foreign influence campaign. And the problem that you're going to get run into is this is the reason there's becoming more and more of a populist movement in the United States. This is the reason that people are hating big tech ever more, right? The reason people hate big tech in the US right now is because these big tech companies are worthless pieces of garbage, right? They feel they have the right to destroy everything in this society because they want something and nobody ever fucking told them no, right? So if you don't simply bend over and let them do whatever the hell they want to do, they're gonna go into this whole thing about what you don't understand is, and so yeah, I'll be vaguely curious to see how this goes forward. You know, that, like, my frustration with all this, doing technology for 30 years, is I remember when technology wasn't hated. I remember when the big tech companies were not hated. But the problem is, over the past 10 or 15 years, right? You know, it's the whole thing, like when Facebook IPO'd, there was this whole push after the Facebook IPO with the idea that Mark Zuckerberg should run for president. Why? Now, to be clear, look, it was like 13 years ago, so we did not know Mark Zuckerberg the way we know Mark Zuckerberg now. But even so, it was like, look, this guy created a social media site. He IPO'd this tech company that is now worth a lot of money. What does that have to do with him being president of the United States? Those two don't necessarily go together. But one of the interesting things, again, we see out of these big technology companies is not only are they insanely wealthy, right? And they have so much control over the levers of power in our society because they have that much money. But they actually also believe that they're moral and ethical vanguards for our society. I mean, is there anything more hilarious than a Google employee going out and protesting with a flag, right? How many of these tech companies, how many of the employees at tech companies are out there with these flags, right? Rainbow flags and pastel flags and Palestinian flags, right? If they were honest, if they were actually decent human beings and they were honest with themselves and with the world, they would take those flags, they would wipe their asses with them, and they'd flush them down the toilet. Because the reality is these employees are the worst, most horrible creatures to be on the planet. They are profiting off of the blood money that is gained from destroying societies, and then they pretend like they're the good people, right? And that's what we see out of so much of the stuff with big technology now, is that the folks that are the worst for our society are pretending like they're the good people. And I think it's got to be curious to see, you know, how this works out over the next decade as more and more of this garbage is shoved down people's throats. I've talked about this with artificial intelligence. I still don't get the whole AI. Look, I've been through the booms, right? I remember when we all had personal computers and they all had dust covers on them because nobody knew what the hell to do with them once they bought them. It's like, look, we own a computer. And it just sat, because there was no internet at the time. They didn't even have modems in them. Like, all right, right. I remember when everybody wanted computers. And I remember when everybody wanted laptops, even before I knew what to do with laptops. And believe me, 56K modems we actually got on the internet. And then broadband. And then smartphones and tablets, right? And smart TVs, streaming services. Like, you got like 30 years of the next technological leap. Basically, everybody is jumping on board. The interesting thing with the artificial intelligence is this stuff is getting really pumped by a certain sector of the population, but there's a lot of the population that doesn't. All they've been told is how this is going to fundamentally make their life worse. The cost for basic utilities are going to go through the roof. The ability to get water for drinking is going to become questionable, right? The temperatures in your area are going to go up. There's going to be increased noise. There's going to be increased traffic. It is going to take your job, and on top of that, it might literally end the world. And yet you're supposed, oh yeah, of course this is what we should do. Of course, yes, this is obviously this is what we should support. And so as they try to shove more of this down people's throats, I don't know. I think there will be a turning point with technology, and we are seeing how people view technology is changing. So anyways, what do you think about this? What do you think about Kevin Leary, Mr. Wonderful, coming out and complaining about those Chinamen? What do you think about this? Right? When people around the world, right, burn their societies to the ground because of what they see on social media, right? That's freedom and liberty being brought to their countries. When Americans protest crap happening here, that's a foreign influence campaign. What do you think about this with this whole AI garbage? Right? Does every single day, does AI bring ever more bile up for you? I don't know. Put your thoughts down below. If you like these episodes, you want them on Spotify or on Apple Podcasts, there's a link on the doobly-doo. And also, if you want to follow me on LinkedIn, there's a link down there too. With that, see y'all later.